Hi, I'm Rodimus2099. Welcome back to another review. I am Rodimus2099. But this is Glottorial Hulk, the SH Figuarts version back from when Thor Ragnarok came out. Now this figure is so big that I have to have him bent on his knees, sort of crouching down, so that I can get all of him in. If I have him straight up, you can't see the top of his head. And this is actually a really nice design. I prefer this over the Marvel Legends version mainly because Build-A-Figures I don't really like. If I just want that figure and I don't want everyone in the wave, there was only 2 or 3. Obviously Hela, obviously Thor, and Ares. Because those all were cool figures. I don't think that there's any that I really... Well, I do have the Loki figure, but there was no other ones that I really fully wanted. I really was kind of fine without collecting that entire wave. And I'm kind of mad that I waited so long to finally get a Glottorial Hulk. He's actually really cool and really nice. But I'll get into that later. Now, I do want to talk about some stuff that he does come with that that you won't see at all in this video. Except for right now. Number 1 is the piece that came warped. It's part of that side of his arm, and it just is a little flap, but it has a hinge, and it just isn't fitting on, so don't feel like using it. Because I'll go insane. And he does have what I'm assuming are for his wrist joints. I can't speak Japanese, so the instructions are useless to me. But I'm assuming that those are wrist joints, or wrist protectors, or whatever. I might put them on later, but not right now. So, let's just get into we're actually going to take a look at the box. I don't usually do, but I want to show, there's a nice picture of me, Hulk. Nice spelling of Hulk. Nice everything of Hulk. Nice side. Nice back. And why am I doing this? So that you actually want to get the figure. There's a lot of hidden stuff that I might not talk about, and don't be mad about that because I kind of want you to find it out. And if you are considering getting this figure, he's actually really worth the money. I would have paid double that I paid for him because he's just that good. And the packaging doesn't really help. Now, one of my tallest figures, well, I say figuart figures, is the Thor Ragnarok figure. Well, the Thor Ragnarok Thor. So, standing Hulk straight up. That's how tall Thor is. Doesn't even come all the way to his chest. And that makes for some awesome photos. You can have him beating him up, him beating him up. It's so fun. I've been taking non-stop photos of him. And I got new lights, so that's awesome. But yeah, that was sort of your rough scale size comparison. I've already done a review on him. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It was back in like November, which those were some solid reviews. That was right after that I reviewed the Mayfex Batman. And if you get Thor, you should have this Hulk for the purposeful reason of they go together so well. The glottorial paint, if you can't tell, what's kind of funny is they have the glottorial paint, and he has it on his side, Thor has it on his right, and Hulk has it on his left. Well, my left. That's what I mean. And so he has red, he has white, he has red. I mean, white, red. And it makes for some nice posing. Even if you get the Mezco versions of these figures, you're still going to have fun posing them, because they just go together so well. Their armor is very similar. Which I don't know why they just need one shoulder pad. If I was them, I would have 2 shoulder pads. But I don't know. Again, I would not have a ripped cape on me. I would have no cape. No cape. Edna mode. So, going over articulation a bit, we have a ball joint at the head and a dumbbell joint going down in the neck. And then we, of course, have butterfly joints, which are awesome. Hinge, rotation, double joint, and then a ball joint. No up rotation, but this piece is on a swivel and a ball joint, so you can get nice. You can move that out of the way and pose him back. Then he has a ball joint in the waist and a ball joint in the, well, a ball joint ab crunch and a ball joint in the waist. Kick that far back, that far of a bend, nice ankle rocker hinge, and a toe joint, and taking relying upon that ankle rocker pivot, he can go this far. Sorry, Hulk, we're not gonna make Jean-Claude Van Damme eat his heart out. But that's probably, oh jeez. Now you will. But that's of course with both feet flat on the floor. So let's get into extras. So, as you saw, this piece fell out, revealing, he has no hair. So, taking that off and switching it for a more angry Hulk face. This looks sort of rage, more, and especially since that's bad because my eyes are not pointing the right way. They're always pointing to my right. So, I sort of can get that nice, imposing snarl look from him. Sort of like, what are you doing in my swamp, fella? Better get out. That's just what I'm taking from him. So yeah, I much prefer the normal stern face. Seems more like how he would be if he was, sort of taunting Thor, and taunting his, opponents before the big fight. Now he does have he has two sets of hands, two extra sets of hands for both sides. So he has a holding hand, we'll get into that later, and a open hand, which I love these, because you can have him grabbing Thor and throwing him. Now, you're probably saying, doesn't he should come with his weapons, and he does. Comes with his nicely painted axe. Oh, it's so nice, it actually is really nice. The detail is very minor. Again, I'm fine with that. And his hammer, which is actually pretty heavy. Like, I will not lie. I'll just, so, what you want to do is this. Just kind of feed it through. And there's a thicker part. The thicker part here supports it a lot. But this is where those little ball joint cap thingies kind of come into play. Because this is, honestly, very heavy. You can see he can't really hold it straight up. Sort of bends, but that can rely for awesome photos and awesome little of him dragging it back. And I've had fun just posing this guy. He's really great for just that. He's very camera good, because there are some figures like some sorry, not really all that good for cameras. He's probably my least favorite character that I've taken a photo of, because he's very glossy, and that makes for some real struggles. So, do I like this figure, and should you buy him? Well, I'd say yeah. He's really nice. His articulation is exceedingly well for a figure as tall as Thanos. Most Build-A-Figures don't have butterfly joints and double-jointed elbows. He does have some annoyances with him. I don't really like that this piece keeps on falling off of his little, this piece keeps on falling off. I did not want to put in the review, because if it did, I would drive me crazy. And I do not really like those caps for his hands. They don't really work. If they did a better version of that, I would have been more fine. But, you know, what you get, what you get. And this is probably one of the best SH figuarts that I have for his imposement in the ring. He's just so fun to pose with. You can have Thor being on top, Thor being dragged, do whatever you want. He's really good. If you got this figure, or if you plan on getting a Hulk gladiatorial figure, talk about it with me in the comments. And if you have any questions, always ask, because I might be doing a Q&A video if I get enough questions. And I'd love to answer them. By the way, I did see the Sonic the Hedgehog trailer. Ooh, I love the actors, but no. And if you see it, you understand what I mean. Anyway, thanks for watching. I've been Anonymous29. Hope you have a great day. I have. Hope you do. See ya. Bye. This has been Hulk from Thor Ragnarok. It's the SH Figuarts version. Just don't know if I remember that.